What if I told you that once, in the heart of West Africa, a 60-year-old grandmother picked up a gun, stood before thousands of warriors, and challenged the strongest empire on earth? This is not myth. This is not folklore. This is real history. Her name was Yaa Asantewaa, the Queen Mother who nearly changed the future of a continent. But before we understand how a grandmother shook the British Empire, we must go back to a time when Africa was filled with powerful kingdoms, and when one insult would start a war most people never heard about. Long before modern Ghana existed, there was the Ashanti Empire, a wealthy, organized, and advanced civilization. They believed deeply in one thing: they were born to be free. The Ashanti were not a small tribe. They were a superpower of West Africa, rich in gold, strong in unity, and feared by European armies. For more than 100 years, Britain tried to control them. 4 times they invaded. 4 times the Ashanti resisted. But the greatest battle was yet to come. The battle for the soul of the nation. The Golden Stool.
British troops marched into Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti Empire. The king, Tremble I, was arrested and exiled. Chiefs were removed. Authority collapsed. Inside the Ashanti Palace, British Governor Sir Frederick Hodgson made a demand that shocked everyone. He said, "Bring me the Golden Stool. I wish to sit on it." A silence fell over the hall. The Golden Stool, the Sikadwa Kofi, was more than a throne. It carried the spirit, identity, and soul of the Ashanti people. No Ashanti king had ever sat on it. No human ever dared. But a foreign governor now demanded it. Many chiefs were afraid to speak. They had seen imprisonment, exile, and brutal punishments. But one person refused to bow. A woman, wrapped in royal cloth, eyes burning with anger. Yaa Asantewaa. She rose and said the words that changed African history forever. "If you men will not fight, we the women will." In that moment, a grandmother became the spark of a revolution. To understand her courage, we must know who she was. Yaa Asantewaa was born around 1840 in the village of Ejisu Beseas. She was known for intelligence, bravery, and a powerful sense of justice. In Ashanti culture, women were not silent spectators. They were traders, leaders, advisors, and queen mothers were kingmakers. Yaa Asantewaa saw colonial expansion swallow African kingdoms. She watched chiefs exiled, lands stolen, and traditions insulted. When her brother died, she became the Queen Mother of Ejisu, guardian of tradition and protector of the Golden Stool. By age 60, she had seen 4 wars with the British. So when the governor demanded the Golden Stool, she knew one truth: if the Ashanti did not fight now, they would lose everything forever. She gathered the chiefs. Men who once led armies now sat in fear. She stood and said, "In the brave days of our ancestors, chiefs would never sit quietly when a foreigner threatens our nation. Then she repeated, "If you men will not fight, we the women will." A nation that felt defeated found its courage again. Yaa Asantewaa became the commander-in-chief of the Ashanti army, the first woman in Ashanti history to hold such a title. March 1900. Under Yaa Asantewaa's command, thousands of Ashanti warriors surrounded the British fort in Kumasi. The British expected negotiations. Instead, gunfire exploded. The War of the Golden Stool had begun. For months, the Ashanti kept the British trapped, supplies cut, food gone, disease spreading, morale collapsing. London received shocking reports. They are led by a woman. Outside the fort, Yaa Asantewaa traveled between camps, motivating her fighters. "We fight for our ancestors. We fight for our children. We fight for the Golden Stool." The British were stunned. A grandmother had brought the empire to its knees. But the British responded with massive reinforcements from across their colonies, machine guns, thousands of soldiers, and endless supplies. Village by village, they pushed forward, yet the Ashanti refused to surrender. Finally, in 1901, Yaa Asantewaa was captured. Her arrest shocked the empire. A 60-year-old grandmother had led Britain's fiercest West African war. Yaa Asantewaa was exiled to the Seychelles Islands, far away from her homeland. She died there in 1921, never returning to Ashantiland. But her legacy did not die. Her rebellion inspired generations. It proved that Africans would resist, that freedom had defenders, and that colonial domination was never accepted quietly. Decades later, leaders of African independence movements, including Kwame Nkrumah, spoke of her courage. In 1957, Ghana became the first African nation to gain independence. When the flag rose, many whispered her name, Yaa Asantewaa. The grandmother who defied an empire, the queen mother who led an army, the warrior who refused to bow. Her story reminds us, leadership has no age, courage has no gender, freedom has no limit. Imagine her once more, a 60-year-old woman, gun in her hands, thousands behind her, facing the British Empire not with fear, but with destiny. She was not just a queen, not just a leader. She was a storm that shook an empire, a storm that inspired a continent. And even today, her words echo. If you men will not fight, we the women will.